I got nothing like a New York City glizzy. Ice cream so good, but it's gotta be Haagen-Dazs, bro. Spicy chilies get me gassy, bro. Spicy chilies get me gassy, bro. Thank you for the roses, gonna smell good. Thank you for the roses, gonna smell good when we get to the club tonight.
I don't have any problem with NPC TikTokers or whatever. I think that's weird. I wouldn't do it, but it's not like bad. Now you can make arguments about like the ways some people might be trying to get people to give them money through these donations, but that's the same argument you can make about giving Twitch streamers subscriptions that people pay for, $5 subscription, or you know, dollar donations. Like I say, thank you very much Shark300 for the raid. Really appreciate that. Welcome Shark Raiders. Like I'll make that kind of response as a live streamer, and I'll say that whenever somebody raids me. And like when somebody gives the sub, I'll be like, yo, sweet baby Alaska, thank you very much for the 1 year and 2 months sub. Welcome to the CBC Buff Club. And that's essentially the same thing. So NPC TikToks are essentially an extension of that. Oh, also, can I just say, people are giving NPC TikTokers a lot of shit. And sometimes for good reason. Like the way this tweet that I'm quoting is framed, it's like it's a bad thing. We're living in the Blade Runner future. We just didn't expect it to look like this. And like I can have my gripes with some of the NPC shit in that a lot of people won't be creative enough. But I think this guy is actually really good at it. I think he kind of ate a little bit. And he's doing it in public, which is insane. As long as you're not like annoying about it and you're not in the way doing it. Like if you're just on the street, you're essentially a busker at this point. Except you're not really interacting with the people around you. You're interacting with people on your phone. At that point, I don't really care. But if you're like in a private establishment or you're getting in people's faces, then that's a problem. But if you're on the fucking street, you should be able to do this. I don't give a fuck.
Maybe a TikTok star. I love music, bro. I love music, bro. I love music. I love gummy bears, girl. You're gonna make me a TikTok. I'm a TikTok star. Dude, you're shocking me, bro. TGIF. I love you. Dude, that's fire, bro. Thank you for the rose.
Bro, Eminem fell off.
It's gonna smell good when we get to the club tonight. We're going to top. I got nothing like a New York City. I got nothing like a New York City glizz, bro.
Nothing like a New York City glizz, bro. Truer words have never been spoken.
Thank you for the roses. Gonna smell good when we get to. That's fire, bro. I'm blue. I'm a deep TGIF. I love music, bro. I got nothing like a New York City. I got nothing like a New York City glizzy, bro. It's a little bit too early to call that Uber now. Thank you for the. I love ice cream. It's gotta be Haagen-Dazs, bro. Meow, meow, meow.
I love ice cream. It's gotta be Haagen-Dazs, bro. I love the extra shit he adds in for all these. It's so good.
Dude, chill. You're gonna make my kitty purr, bro. I'm gonna need that perfume in the club tonight, bro. Good looks, homie. I got nothing like a New York City. Nothing like a New York City glizzy, bro. Gummy bears. I love gummy bears, bro. Spicy chilies get me gassy, bro. I got nothing like a New York City glizzy. She sells in Manhattan. You gotta go to Far Rockaway's for that, bro. Meow,
like
meow,
what the?
meow,
It's so good. This is like one of the best NPC TikTokers I have ever seen, and the bar is not very high, if we're honest. But goddamn. And he's doing it in public, which is like a level of fucking cojones that I don't have.
Far Rockaway's for that, bro.
I respect
meow,
that.
Meow, meow. Dude, chili clips. You're gonna make my kitty purr. I got nothing like a New York City glizzy. Meow, meow. Dude, you're gonna make my kitty purr, bro. Do you hear it? Dude, chill. Dude, chill, bro. Dude, you hear it? Chill, bro. I got nothing like a New York City glizzy. Ice cream so good, but it's gotta be Haagen-Dazs, bro. Spicy chilies get me gassy, bro. Spicy chilies get me gassy, bro. Thank you for the roses, gonna smell good. Thank you for the roses, gonna smell good when we get to the club tonight. We're going to town.
It's so his New Yorkisms that he adds on, because I assume this is New York, because he says nothing like the New York City glizz, bro. It's just it makes this more unique in a way that NPC TikTok should. Like, the original Ice Cream So Good girl, she has her own style and it's whatever. She's a scab, though, apparently, allegedly. Because she put up a TikTok saying, guess who's going to Hollywood in the middle of the strikes. So people speculate she's a scab, which is very cringe. You know, crossing the picket line for the actors and writers on strike. For better wages and working conditions. But, she's got her own style. It's just not as interesting. What's a scab? Scabs don't picket. They don't join the protests. They usually get hired in order to be replacement labor for those that are striking by the corporations. And they might even get like higher payment incentives, which is more of an indication that they do have the money to pay the workers that actually work there. They just don't want to. And they would rather pay somebody more to come in and break the strike, or at least, you know, stop some of the bleeding of the strike. But it comes from, my understanding is it comes from scabs that don't picket, because you shouldn't picket your scabs. But also picket, like picketing. Scabs don't picket. But yeah, anyway, so like, and there's other people that do this too. There's like that one that popped off, that one girl that does like the Victorian girl starving to death NPC TikTok, where all of her shit is tailored to like that aesthetic, and she has like the accent and everything. Like that That's also cool. So like you'll have people that are just like doing their shit, and it's whatever. Like if it's not super creative, you know, not everybody's super creative. But Great Value Slim Shady here is adding the New York flair, and the things that he's deciding to repeat in response to the things he's getting donated are rhythmic. Like sonically, they sound good. And you have to imagine he's thought about what he's going to say for these, and he's essentially written what he's going to say, which if you're an NPC, your dialogue is written for you. So it makes sense that you would write your own and have it maybe, and I don't know, just adding the New York City flair and making it like contextual to that area gives you an experience with this guy's NPC shit. Apparently his name is Harrison, that you probably aren't going to be getting from a lot of other people. And that's, I think, cool. Because I don't have any problem with NPC TikTokers or whatever. I think that it's weird. I wouldn't do it, but it's not like bad. Nothing bad about it. Now, you can make arguments about, like, the ways some people might be trying to get people to give them money through these donations. I don't even know how that shit works, but I assume you have to pay to send these emojis up here. You don't have to pay to chat, but you have to pay to put the emojis up, and that's what they react to when they come up. So thanks for the roses, bro. But that's the same argument you can make about giving Twitch streamer subscriptions that people pay for, $5 subscriptions, or, dollar donations. So at that point, it's not really that much different. Like I say, thank you very much, Sharks300 for the raid. Really appreciate that. Welcome, Shark Raiders. Like I'll make that kind of response as a live streamer, and I'll say that whenever somebody raids me. And like when somebody gives a sub, I'll be like, yo, Sweet Baby Alaska, thank you very much for the 1 year and 2 month sub. Welcome to the CBC Buff Club. And that's essentially the same thing, right? Now, it's not, the point of my stream is not to do that. I just end up doing it because it has been shown and proven to be conducive to higher revenues, which is obviously good for me and anybody else trying to make this kind of shit their job. So NPC TikToks are essentially an extension of that, where instead of the NPC aspect of what you're doing on stream like me, thanking subs as they come in or donos or whatever. Thank you very much, Beer Bash Johnson, for the raid as well. I hope you had a good stream too. Double raids, very poggers. That was an NPC response because that's what I say every time. Gotta take the inhaler. Go follow both of these fine fellows, everybody. But like, that's the shit I'll be saying every time. And instead of that being just like an aspect of the stream where the broader part of my stream is stun locking on music and beatbox for 4 hours earlier in the stream, and then now talking about this NPC shit before I talk about the Wokefield, Starfield stuff, the NPC stream is like the opposite of that, except minus the actual talking shit that they probably also do in their regular TikToks. I imagine their TikTok lives are a lot of this, but it's hard to turn this into an actual TikTok unless something funny happens. Like this, you take this and you make this a TikTok. Like, yo, these dudes showed up behind me when I was doing my NPC shit. Poggers. That's a good TikTok. But for a lot of this content we're seeing here, you're probably not putting up as a regular TikTok. But that's what the live streams are for. And they might do other shit for their regular TikToks too. So they just have all the thanking for shit for whatever comes in because people like the idea of interacting with an NPC. They think it's a cool performance art because it is a performance art. And also live streaming is a performance art. Now, it's not like the highest echelon of performance art, but it's still in that periphery. It's still in that broad umbrella, especially some people who go extra hard at it. What I do, I would not consider like the highest echelon. It's not even close. Though, impromptu, on-the-fly rhetoric and commentary that I do on my live streams for my YouTube videos, like what I'm doing right now, I would consider that a skill that I've had to cultivate over a period of time. Public speaking, being able to manage my chat rooms and all the stuff going on, the technological aspects behind it all, the way that I use my voice and talk and carry my voice, the way I think about the things that I want to say and the way that I format those things, the words that I use, the sentence structure that I use. It requires a level of skill that your average person isn't going to be able to have without putting in the effort. And there are better streamers than others, very many better than me. So it's also a performance art. But regardless, there are also other people who have it, sure, as a kink, especially for people that it seems like, I don't know, that there are probably people with NPC kink. So for those of you who don't know, the kink is essentially having control over another human being, right? And it's a BDSM kind of thing, where the submissive in that instance would be the NPC that responds to whatever inputs they get from the Dom in this case, which is anybody who's donating. Now, this is not to say that this is happening for the grand majority of NPC TikTokers. I highly doubt it. However, there are going to be some people, just the same way that there are just attractive people on Twitch that know how to dress well and maybe do good makeup, or like really buff dudes that, show off their middies a little bit. And there happen to be people that donate to them in order to make them say their username and make them smile or whatever. That could be part of a kink or something like that. But a lot of people will just donate because they like the content. They just like the streamer. They want to give the streamer money and support the streamer. There's going to always be an amount of people that are like that. And obviously, there are going to be some streamers who play it up. There are going to be some streamers who like make sure their big bazongas are out there and it's very purposeful. They'll have like a spinning wheel that makes them get up to write a name on a board so it shows their ass off, and more power to them. I don't give a fuck. Good for you. There are going to be people that play it up, but I don't think this dude is doing that, right? And I don't think the majority of NPC TikTokers are doing that. However, there are going to be some that are. I think the first lady that went off and went viral, the ice cream so good lady, I don't know that this is her intent. It might have just been a happy accident. I don't care if it wasn't her intent. If it was, I don't give a shit. Like trying to deliberately court people like that. But obviously she's an attractive woman. And so there are going to be people who are interested in it, not only just because it's, interesting performance art, but also because people find her attractive and they want to have that kind of dominant role going on there. And if a person doing the NPC TikTok is cognizant of that, and maybe you have to do some age gating at that point, depending on what you're doing, but it is TikTok, so like there is a limit to what you can do, right? But you do want to be careful of that, at least in my opinion. You can't obviously control everybody who's watching your stream because people can lie about their age and whatnot, but you should, be careful, about as careful as you can, about as careful as anybody who puts out content on the internet can, right? But yeah, so like, I don't know, it's interesting to me. I'm ranting right now because I haven't talked about this on stream really that much, and now I am because I found an NPC TikToker that I actually think is cool and like. Now, that's not to say that they're all cringe or whatever, but this guy, I just like what this guy's doing. I like the New York vibe that he's putting up. And it's funny that he looks like Eminem from the earlier days. So, but anyway. But yeah, so like, can NPCs consent? Well, that's the thing. It's a consensual non-consent thing, which is people where the consent, it starts before the activity usually. So usually it's going to be interpersonal, one-on-one in-person human interactions, right? Where two consenting people will come together and be like, yo, these are the boundaries that I have. This is like XYZ, this is what you could do. And we'll have a safe word and whatever. And if, the safe word goes out, you stop everything. We figure it out from there. Make sure we don't make these mistakes again, yada, yada, yada. And you're chilling. So a similar way that this could, happen in real life for like an NPC thing, you could literally do it where like, I don't know, maybe there are like commands that you say as the Dom in that arrangement. And then the person who is the sub, who is the NPC in that aspect, does whatever they do. So maybe like switching positions, you just have like a command you say, and then they go from missionary to doggy or whatever, whatever. There are ways you could make this happen in real life in that sexual context. And obviously that's going to be able to transfer over to the digital context of whoever might be playing it up for that kind of sexual intrigue for people that want to engage with that by giving money and doing that. But that's what, that side of things are. But the grand majority of NPC TikTokers are not doing that, once again. But I don't know, I just find it funny. He's also a cool, well, yeah, he seems chill. I don't know. It's hard to know what this dude is like outside of the NPC character he's playing, because he's playing a very deliberately crafted NPC character. And the whole point is that you're not supposed to tell that he's actually a human being. Also, I should say, a lot of the NPC stuff comes from like, so there's a lot of layers to this, and you have to be terminally online, 1, to like NPC TikToks, and 2, to understand a lot of this, and for 3, to have a lot of this background information that I have, that I don't know how connected they are, but they seem connected to me. I don't have, like, the exact rubric, I don't have the Encyclopedia Britannica on NPC TikTok shit, and the history behind it, but from what I can surmise, a lot of it reminds me of people who would take still images, usually of drawn art. So let's say Ari from League of Legends. You'll take that image of her, like the Riot Games image. I'm going to have to look at this not on the screen. Give me a sec, because some crazy shit might come up before I get to what I'm trying to look at on stream. So if you look at Ari from League of Legends, you'll take this static image that isn't a GIF, it isn't moving, and there are people who can, through image editing, make the character move slightly. So you'll see it, the hands, like, because she's like this, she'll be going like this, and she'll be moving up and down in a very robotic way. You've probably seen this of art before. And also, Riot Games has done this as well. In a lot of their simple graphics, they'll have, the particle effects moving around, like in the title screen and whatnot. That's the kind of vibe. And people would be doing that, pro bono for their favorite anime waifu or whatever. And it does take a relatively big amount of investment to learn how to do that kind of image editing, because there's a lot that goes into that. You have to be able to make all of this shit look like it's moving. Yeah, wallpaper engine wallpapers, there'll be a lot like that, I'm sure. I use a cute Pixel Jess on Twitter, Super Mario Sunshine pixel art, isometric animated wallpaper engine wallpaper that I paid for. But that's that. And then there will be people who make drawn porn. So like Ari, but she got her titties out. That artist might animate that drawing in that way, where they're moving and the boobles are bazongling. She's breast and boobily. Or other people will take that art and through commission from the original artist make that, or just do it as a fan edit, which theoretically you should ask for permission before you do, but such is life. At least in my view, that would be best practice. So that's, I think, where a lot of that comes from. Right? There's a lot of people who enjoy seeing things like that, not only in not porn context, but also in porn context, where you have a static image and it looks like it's moving. And the interesting thing about that is because it's an NPC, it's a character, it's not a real life human being. And then you can get into a whole bunch of consensual, not consent shit that people might like about that as well. And I noticed early on in the days of TikTok, when it was Musical.ly, before it became TikTok and it was bought by Tencent, because I think it was some other company before then, like, a lot of does anybody remember the Ricardo Milos memes for TikTok? It was way back in the early days of TikTok, where people were taking these, usually like cosplay girls or guys. You would have the Musical.ly track, so it'd be like a music track of some kind, or like a movie voice snippet or whatever, and people would act it out, or they would dance to music in a certain way, dressed in a certain way, and then people started editing in Ricardo Milos, and it was funny and whatever. Back then, way back in the late days of Musical.ly, in the early days of TikTok, yeah, dancing is fun to do, yeah, that song. A lot of those people in those TikToks earlier on were doing these kinds of movements, you know? They were doing that kind of stuff in I don't know how people do it, I've never done a TikTok, it's not really my format, but you get what I mean, right? They were doing that to the beat of songs and whatnot, and now NPC TikTokers just do that, but now that TikTok Live exists and you can pay people money and give them emojis and then they can act on those emojis, well then you just take that previously understood TikTok style and you move it over into the live format and you make money doing it, and it's a performance art and you can add your own flair to it, and bada bing, bada boom, you've got the evolution of the NPC TikTok. That's my understanding. I don't know if that's like a perfect history of it, and I am terminally online, and I'm proud to admit that. I'm addicted to my PC, and I'm addicted to your mother, in no particular order. So, you know, I've seen all of these things throughout my years, and that's just a guess that I have. I could be off, I could be completely correct. In fact, that's likely what it is that I'm right about everything all the time. But in the absence of divine intervention that might make me incorrect and make a mistake at any point in time, and surely not in the course of the sentence that I've been speaking, I think that's where it comes from. But anyway, I like this guy, Harrison.
TikTok star. I love music, bro.
I don't know what his ad is,
music,
though.
Bro. I love music. I love gummy bears, girl. You're gonna make me a TikTok.
Like, and also, like, being able to hold frame and keep doing this shit when you got people around you, ogling you, filming you, you know, it's like a steel will. Very Giga Chad, if I could say so. Yeah, he stays in character. This is like acting shit. Like, I know I would be fucking fumbling, you know, through my set if people come around me, but I wouldn't be doing it in public either. Like, the fact that he's already in public and that could happen is already insane and takes a lot of bravery, in my opinion, because this is odd. But that's what people have always had to deal with when it comes to street busking. You know, singing on the street, dancing on the street, playing music, an instrument on the street for people to give tips and money, ideally. That's what buskers have always had to do. You just go out into a public place, a public gathering place, you do your shit, and hopefully you get some returns. Also, a lot of people who busk, as far as I'm aware, don't tend to be the most well-off people. They're like the archetypical starving artists. But it's really cool, and it takes a lot of fucking bravery. Because one, you're out in the elements. Two, you're putting your body on the line, for one thing, because you don't know what the hell might happen. You know, there might be some fucking person off their rocker who's really mad at the fact that you're singing or whatever because they're having a bad day, and Joe Brandon made gas prices $8 a gallon, and this person might confront you, right? But also, like, if you have equipment with you, like an instrument or something like that, it could get stolen or broken, even by accident. Like, people might accidentally run into you, and then bada bing, bada boom, your violin is now in 5 pieces on the ground. So it's a level of bravery and commitment and dedication to the craft that I don't think a lot of people give people credit for when they see it on the street, or if they see it like this. And, you know, it's impossible to be wholesome on the internet. It is now a crime to be genuine on the internet when it comes to your enjoyment of things or being happy for other people, getting the bag in whatever way they want, as long as they're happy with it, like this dude is doing. Like, it's a crime. You have to be ironic about everything now. But I respect it, you know? I'd never do it. I think it's odd in concept, but no skin off my nose. I don't give a shit. Good for you.
I'm a TikTok
Also, nothing like a New York City glizz, bro.
star. Dude, you're shocking me, bro. TGIF. I love you. I love, dude, that's fire, bro. Thank you for the roses. Good smell. Good when we get to the club tonight. We're going to top. I got nothing like a New York City. I got nothing like a New York City glizz, bro.
It's so good. I don't know. This is like he's just the best NPC TikToker. Anyway.